A sinkhole swallowed half of Los Angeles and dropped hundreds of people into a lost prehistoric world. Weeks later, the survivors have found a strange sliver of light in the sky, a portal that might be their only way home. But it's closing fast, and not everyone agrees on how to use it. This episode is where family secrets, buried guilt, and desperate choices collide, both in 10,000 BC and in present-day Los Angeles. The survivors, trapped in the prehistoric wilderness, discover that the mysterious light portal connecting them to modern Los Angeles will only stay open for a limited window. As the clock ticks down, two rescue plans emerge, one relying on radio contact with the outside world, and one relying on getting a damaged aircraft back in the air. Meanwhile, in the present day, Gavin Harris is more convinced than ever that his visions are real, and he's willing to break the law to reach his family. The episode weaves together action, grief, and long-buried family tension. The episode opens with the Sky People, the term the survivors use for the group that fell into this world, noticing something new, a thin, green-tinted beam of light rising from the ground toward the sky. Scott, the group's resident scientist, figure, runs calculations and estimates they have roughly 18 hours before this light portal seals shut. Later in the episode, that estimate is revised. The actual window is 24 hours total, meaning the survivors have until nightfall to find a way through it if they want any chance of returning to their own time. This discovery ignites urgency across the entire camp. For the first time since arriving in this primeval land, there's a tangible, time-sensitive opportunity to go home, and it forces every character to decide how far they're willing to go to take it. Eve, still processing the aftermath of burying a message for Gavin in the ground, hoping it might somehow reach him, decides it's time to tell her son the full truth. She explains to Josh that Gavin's strange visions were never just stress or delusion. They're real. Gavin has actually been able to see glimpses of what's happening to his family in this lost world. Josh doesn't take the news well. His relationship with his father has always been strained, built on years of doubt and disappointment, and learning that Gavin's visions were genuine and that Eve is only now admitting it reopens old wounds. This moment forces both mother and son to confront how much distance and mistrust has grown inside their family over the years. Interwoven through the episode are flashback sequences revealing the emotional collapse of Eve and Gavin's marriage. Viewers see that Eve struggled for a long time with guilt over not believing Gavin when he first started describing his visions. The flashbacks show a raw, emotional separation scene between the two. Eve, still clearly in love with the man Gavin used to be, but overwhelmed by fear and the need to feel safe and stable again. It becomes clear that their split wasn't born from a lack of love, but from Eve's inability to keep living alongside something she couldn't understand or trust. These flashbacks recontextualize much of the tension audiences have already seen between the couple throughout the season. Their estrangement wasn't simple resentment, but heartbreak layered with disbelief. Elsewhere in the primeval world, Levi, a rescue swimmer who fell into the sinkhole trying to save others, is working the radio salvaged from a corpse found inside an old military-style fort structure. After persistent effort, a voice finally answers. A U.S. Air Force sergeant named Diana Vasquez. She explains she's searching for a missing colleague and reveals she and her own aircraft are stationed not far away, across the strange landscape, near what would have been Santa Monica. This contact becomes a second potential lifeline for the survivors. If they can reach her, they may have another route to safety or answers. Back in the camp, tension boils over regarding the second escape option, a damaged aircraft the group has been trying to repair. Not everyone agrees on the plan, and the debate divides the survivors into factions, those desperate to risk everything on the plane, and those who believe it's a reckless gamble that could get people killed. The disagreement escalates into real conflict, testing alliances that had only recently begun to form. Some relationships fracture further here, exposing how survival pressure brings out both loyalty and self-interest in different characters. In present-day Los Angeles, archaeologists exploring the sinkhole site make a grim discovery: the wreckage of a crashed plane, along with several bodies. though the Sky People in 10,000 BC have no way of knowing it yet. This discovery is a devastating clue. It strongly suggests that Levi's own plan to repair and fly a plane out of the ancient world does not end well. Gavin, meanwhile, is done waiting for official channels to act. Convinced that time is running out for his family, he attempts to commandeer scientist Ed Aldridge's private plane to fly directly into the sinkhole himself. Homeland Security intervenes immediately, arresting him on the spot. The government fears that any aircraft passing through the sinkhole risks triggering another catastrophic earthquake, just when it looks like Gavin's plan is finished. Dr. Nathan reveals a twist. She has secretly been misleading Homeland Security investigators all along, protecting information in order to give Gavin a real shot at reaching the sinkhole. She breaks Gavin, his daughter Izzy, and Aldridge out of custody and drives them toward Aldridge's ranch, setting up a race against both time and the authorities. Izzy and Dr. Nathan work to stall the arriving federal agents long enough for Gavin and Aldridge to get the plane off the ground. As they close in on the sinkhole, Agent Markman radios a chilling warning. Fighter jets are on standby, ready to shoot the plane down if it continues toward the site. Gavin, driven purely by desperation to reach Eve and his family, is willing to push forward anyway. But Aldridge suddenly loses his nerve. Before parachuting out of the aircraft, he tells Gavin something cryptic, that his visions exist for a reason, and that the real path to saving his family may not be through the sinkhole at all, but by going back to a specific point in time, November 16, 1988. It's a strange, loaded revelation that reframes everything about why Gavin has been experiencing these visions in the first place. After Aldridge jumps, Gavin makes the difficult choice to abandon the risky flight and turn the plane around, much to the relief and panic of Izzy. In a separate, darker thread in the ancient world, Ty uncovers a disturbing truth. Veronica and Lily, who have been believed to be sisters, are not related at all. Even more shocking, the man named Aaron, believed to be their father, wasn't actually anyone's biological parent. He had kidnapped both girls. Ty tracks Veronica down at what appears to be Aaron's gravesite, only to be violently struck down by her when he confronts her with what he's learned. This subplot injects a chilling mystery into the episode, suggesting some characters carry dangerous secrets from before they ever fell into this world. Eve Harris, a mother pushed to her emotional limits, torn between guilt over doubting her husband and fierce determination to protect her son. This episode reveals the depth of her heartbreak over her failed marriage. Gavin Harris, Eve's estranged husband, a man whose visions of the prehistoric world have made him an outcast in his own life. Here, his love for his family pushes him to break the law and risk death. Josh Harris, Eve and Gavin's son, dealing with the fallout of learning his father wasn't lying about his visions all along. His strained relationship with Gavin is central to his arc this episode. Izzy Harris, Gavin's daughter, caught in the middle of her father's desperate rescue attempt, experiencing real fear as the escape plan spirals into danger. Dr. Nathan, a government scientist whose loyalties are more complicated than they first appear. Her decision to deceive Homeland Security to help Gavin marks a major turning point for her character. Ed Aldridge, a scientist connected to the mystery of the sinkhole, whose last-minute change of heart and cryptic warning about 1988 opens a brand-new mystery. Levi Brooks, a rescue swimmer stranded in the ancient world, resourceful and determined, whose radio contact with Sergeant Vasquez introduces a new potential path to rescue. Ty, a survivor who uncovers unsettling secrets about Veronica. Lily and Aaron, pulling the story into darker territory. Veronica, a woman with a hidden and violent past connected to Aaron's deception, revealed to be far more dangerous than she initially appeared. The confirmation that Gavin's visions are genuine, and that he has been watching events unfold in 10,000 BC all along. The present-day discovery of Levi's crashed plane wreckage, foreshadowing that his escape plan will not succeed. Dr. Nathan's secret betrayal of Homeland Security to help Gavin. Aldridge's mysterious insistence that the real answer lies in returning to November 16, 1988, rather than flying through the sinkhole. The reveal that Veronica and Lily are not sisters, and that Aaron had kidnapped them both. The episode ends on a note of unresolved tension rather than clear victory. Gavin, faced with fighter jets ready to intercept him, chooses to turn back rather than risk the sinkhole, crossing a decision shaped directly by Aldridge's warning about the significance of 1988. This shifts the entire season's mystery away from a purely physical escape route and toward a deeper, time-based puzzle tied to Gavin's visions. Meanwhile, in the ancient world, the fractures within the survivor camp over the plane, over trust, and now, over Ty's discovery about Veronica signal that danger isn't only coming from the prehistoric wilderness, but from within the group itself. The specific meaning behind the November 16, 1988 date is not explained within this episode, and only confirmed information from the show can be shared here. This detail sets up a mystery meant to be explored in later episodes. Based on Aldridge's own words in the story, this episode deepens the emotional groundwork laid earlier in Season 1 regarding the Harris family's fractured history, while the discovery of Levi's plane wreckage and Aldridge's 1988 revelation plant seeds that connect directly to mysteries explored later in the season, including the show's eventual Season 1 finale. The episode's structure leans heavily on flashbacks to explore Eve and Gavin's marriage, a storytelling choice that several critics highlighted as one of the more emotionally grounded elements of the season. Even amid the show's larger sci-fi mystery plot, The Way Home is an episode defined by impossible choices, between hope and safety, between trust and self-preservation, and between the world these characters know and the strange one they're now trapped in. It peels back layers of the Harris family's past, while pushing the larger mystery of the sinkhole into new, more personal territory. If you enjoyed this breakdown, give the video a like, and let us know in the comments what you think really happened on November 16, 1988, or which character's choice surprised you the most. Subscribe to Screen Central for more web series, TV series, and movie breakdowns, ending, explained videos, and detailed episode analyses, and turn on notifications so you never miss an upload.